What is going on to all of my Capricorns? So you have the King of Wands, the Death card, Magician, Fool, Ace of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Four of Swords, King of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles. So the King of Wands, the Death card, the Magician, you Capricorns put somebody in their place very quickly. A lot of you essentially moved on from somebody who you were trying to get to know that was obnoxious, disrespectful. Someone more than likely that you were dating, right? That I did a reading for, or did a reading about, I should say. And you Capricorns weren't really having it. So a lot of y'all did the self-respecting thing, which is to walk away from them, right? Because they were too combative. Because being dysfunctionality is what this person was on, because that's what happens with dysfunctional people. They want to stay in dysfunctionality because they're very emotional. The Death card and the Magician now represents you Capricorns, especially you Capricorns, right? The Earth signs, the Earth zodiac signs are about making things make sense. So you Capricorns weren't really going to go for that at all, especially if you are a Capricorn and you are about your business. You Capricorns wasn't going for that at all. You know, once you started to see that this person brought too much chaos up, they were too dysfunctional, you Capricorns was like, nah, because it takes functionality with a little bit of unpredictability, aka chaos, in order for things to work. When there's too much chaos, nothing gets done. If there's too much order, no creativity to keep innovating. So you Capricorns, once you saw how dysfunctional this person was, you Capricorns wasn't going to stay around for this individual very much longer, because they were too dysfunctional even for their own good. But then the Fool and the Ace of Wands represents, but this person tried to blame you and make it seem like, or I should say from the past, they tried to blame you and make it seem like it's all your fault, because what the things that, you know, they felt disrespected based upon the things that you had said to them about them acting like they are immature, and that how they have no means of having any kind of common sense, right? They're too emotional for their own good. You knew that about them, and they interacted with you like a kid. You know what I mean? Like, unfortunately, like a preteen, unfortunately. And what happened is that you Capricorn saw this, and this is what exactly turns you off, because obviously you want an adult. And in order for you to have an adult, the person has to be mature with theirs. These people were very immature, blaming you for everything, right? Everything was reactive from them, to where even the times where you were trying to, you know, having a disagreement with them, and you're trying to talk to these people about why it is that they shouldn't be, you know, so defensive and reactive and emotional. And because essentially you Capricorns were trying to solve the problem in the relationship. You wanted the relationship to move forward, and them being so emotionally caught up, this is what happened. The relationship couldn't move forward, because emotions with no guidance equals too much unpredictability, therefore too much chaos. You all over the place. And if you have too much chaos, what happens? Yeah, there's a lot of unpredictability and creativity, but there's not enough order. There's not enough ability to actually make things make sense, to where you actually can solve the problem. The two of you can solve the problem as a cohesive relationship. Two people who are in a relationship that work well together. So as a result, you had to leave this person. The Two of Pentacles represents, you know, this person would try to even gaslight you to make it seem like you didn't know what it is that you were talking about, because they were the ones that had your back, and you Capricorns was the ones that was wilding out. The Four of Swords now represents, but now you don't have to really worry about them. Four of Swords and the Queen of Wands. You don't really have to worry about them anymore, because you dumping them essentially was the last straw. So you telling them you don't want to hang out with them or whatever, this is what it is that they needed in order to calm down, because when they were never going to get out of this. When were they ever really going to get out of the dysfunctionality? They weren't going to. This is the reason why it is I tell y'all a million times, people who are dysfunctional like that, they're too far gone, because the part of the reason why it is that people play games in the first place, listen to me, part of the reason why it is that people play games is because their emotions is too out of whack. And the thing about it is that this is why people need to learn to control their emotions, because their emotions ends up creating manipulative games, because they're emotional. They don't know how to bring their emotions into a format that makes sense, that's actually productive, and it produces good functional results. So since this person was dysfunctional within this relationship, the Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles now represents, as a result of this, this is about how, since this is the case, you need to understand that what you've got going on is you Capricorns move forward with this and you're going to get to know other people. You're not even going to waste your time. And the Three of Pentacles, when other people may have asked you about, hey, what happened to such and such and such and such, you Capricorns will let them know, you couldn't hang out with this person because this person was too dysfunctional. They're too immature. They're too emotional. You Capricorns are over here trying to solve a problem, trying to speak to them, trying to engage with them, where two consenting adults actually interact with each other. They can solve a problem, right? Continue the relationship, right? Enhance the relationship, and the person is too emotional for their own good. They want to stay emotionally charged. You talking to them about solving a problem, they're talking to you about how it is that you need to control yourself because it's reactive. You said something about them. Let's clarify the Knight of Pentacles. You said something about them that they didn't particularly like. Instead of them learn to control themselves and listen to what it is that you had to say, listen to the game in that sense, and listen to what they had to say, what did they do? They immediately reacted and got defensive, like you were the one that was saying something disrespectful, even though they were disrespecting you by not listening to anything that you had to say. Because like I said, they're too emotional for their own good. So this is why it is that over here, I encourage people to stop giving people who are too emotional a chance, and to leave them alone and go meet people and keep talking to people who are not emotionally charged up to the point where they're so far gone they can't even listen to something or get out of their own way for them to actually benefit off of. So to clarify the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Emperor, Seven of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. Again, the Emperor, it's, you were trying to be in a relationship with this person. This person was more interested in getting into arguments with you. But now you essentially won by not being with these people, because they're too emotional for them to be able to get out of their own way. They're too emotional for that. And this is the problem that you have, which is why I said before that most people are playing games, because most people, when it comes to dating, they're emotional. They act like kids. They're too emotionally driven, and they're not. And the thing is, this is why it is that their reading level is low and stuff like this, because the cognitive dissonance, i.e. emotion, is too high, and not enough common sense that they have, that they're supposed to gain with time and age and experience. So the Two of Cups and the Three of Pentacles now represents, you Capricorns won that one by leaving them alone, because this person was not going to change. This person was just going to continue to stress you out because they're immature mentally, right? So they're petulant. So the Two of Cups and the Three of Pentacles represents, you Capricorns have moved forward and you're going to get to know some other people, right? Just make sure that you're paying attention to their immaturity level, though, because the last thing you want is to go from one immature person to another immature person. So that's pretty much it. If you found value within this reading, then it means it's time for you to come get a personal reading from me. There's a link in the comment section called a link tree. Click on it. It'll redirect you to a website in which you can financially support me from the books that I have that are on Amazon, the clothing store where I have hoodies, t-shirts, coffee mugs, my Instagram page in which you can follow me from my Instagram, follow me there, as well as my website where it says private tarot readings. Click on it. Like I said, it'll redirect you to a website that I have, which you can purchase private tarot readings, birth chart readings. It'll give you time, how much I charge, descriptions, as well as scroll down and a little bit, and it'll say buy now, right? As well as my Cashapp cash tag, and the buy now button pretty much will redirect you to PayPal. Okay. Other than that, if you need any kind of help setting up a private reading, my email address is Kareemspiritworks@yahoo.com. Love y'all. Peace.